Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be looking at the Suburban Z71. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jerry Signer Chevy here in Salt Lake for me some time with this Suburban. I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. Under the hood we have a 5.3 liter V8 that goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 14 around town and then 19 on the highway, with power outputs being 355 horsepower and then 383 pound-feet of torque. Before I move forward with this review, I do want to mention if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now taking a look at the hood, you guys can see how it kind of goes all over the place, lots and lots of body lines. Now, the coolest part about the new Suburban is probably, not the coolest part, one of the cool parts is the headlights. Look how fun that is. Anyways, the grille's all blacked out. Of course, you got the Z71 badge built in, and then we've got the recovery points down below. And then I like the kind of like little bash plate down below. That's cool looking. And then you do have fog lights at the very bottom. But yeah, the front end of this, I think it's pretty sharp. Look at that. Now our turn wheel setup is 275 by 60 by 20 in the front and over in the rear. And with the wheels, you've got the silver there on the top with the metallic gray. And yeah, nice all-terrain tires. Not the most aggressive on the planet, but gets the job done. Z71 badge here on the side. Suburban down below. And then we've got the large fixed side steps, which make getting in and out a little bit easier. And then here's your full side profile. It actually looks really good again with those off-road tires. Now this leads us to the key fob, which has our lock and unlock function, remote start. We got the opening for the hatch and then also just for the glass. Chevy bow tie there on the back. And this is why you get Suburban. I say this, but seriously, look at, seriously, you can like live back there, and that's behind the third row. We also have some more storage underneath. And then this is for the second row, just folds it down. The third row you can raise and lower automatically. We also have an outlet here in the back. So practicality is top notch. And then that right there, lower the hatch right back down. And then we've got these new kind of like smoked out taillights, which can have kind of like a fun animation there. Of course, Suburban's all blacked out, and then you got the aggressive exhaust tips there at the very bottom, and there's the rear. Now popping inside, the interior is really nice. So we've got soft touch trim here at the top of the door panel. You can see the wood trim and the silver trim as well. Then more of that stitching and everything all across. And then here are the seats. They're not perforated, so that means they're going to be easier to clean. Because it says Chevrolet there. But getting in's easy. You can sidestep, and then you got the grab handle to also help out. Got good leg room back here. Little storage pocket. Some cup holders. We've got our own climate zone. Heated seats for the second row. Some USB ports as well. And then this is a captain chair configuration, so you just have two back here. And I like the little armrest there. I think that's pretty cool. And then the third row has the same trim for the seats, which is nice, so they're easy to clean. And then you can fit adults in the third row. Again, this is why you get Suburban or Tahoes, if you want to fit lots of people, big people too. We also have vents up top as well. Notice keyless entry. And then same thing with the trim on the front door panel with all the soft touch. Front two windows are automatic. The mirrors power fold in. Got memory seats. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors as well. And then for those of you wondering capacities on this Z71, 1581 for the payload, and then 8,000 pounds for the towing. And then again, easy to clean front seats as well. Power adjustments on the side. And then Chevy does an interesting thing where they put a bunch of controls here. So trailer brake controls integrated from the factory. Parking brake, it's electronic. And then you have this for your 360 shortcut button, stability control, hill descent, parking sensors, auto stop start, parking assist. You got your lane departure, light controls, so not in the screen, which is nice. And then this does have a 2-speed transfer case, which, well, better because it's an off-roader. Now I've got this new steering wheel design, soft touch all around. Heated steering wheel button is on the steering wheel itself. And then you've got paddle shifters behind the steering wheel with radio controls below that. And then the rest of the controls in the front are related to like cruise control. This is for like the center screen, voice command controls as well. And then they have a turn signal / windshield wiper stalk, and then column shifter, which is a nice thing to free up space in a car. Digital gauge cluster here in the center, which you can use to change what it shows menu wise. Pretty fancy pants, if you ask me. Wow. And I like the kind of like transition animation. Now here on the center screen, you can see we've got a few different drive modes: normal, sport, off-road, to keep things simple, which I like. 360 camera system with this as well, which is great for both on-road and if you ever take this off-road, definitely help out with a vehicle this big. We do have a little volume control there, and then shortcut bar there at the very top, and quick response time with the screen. Easy to use with that. You do have heated seats with this. No cooled seats with the Z71. Again, the seats aren't perforated, so you're not going to be able to have that. I've got your climate controls here as well, and then you can see the auto park function there built into the screen. So yeah, pretty easy to use, but everything's in the screen except for climate down below, where you can control that with actual physical buttons. Now, the Z71 has this kind of like wood looking trim. I don't think it's actual real wood. It kind of feels plasticky to me. And then we do have some soft touch there, and then big glove box. It's far away. This is a wide vehicle. Wireless phone charging pad here with some USB ports. We've got some cup holders here as well. And then big center console, which is nice. Got some storage there on the side. Rear view mirror, pretty straightforward with that. We've got some controls for the seats up front, and then also for the panoramic sunroof. I just have the shade partially opened. So that's one of these window stickers, which is always funny. But anyways, this is under $80,000. I think it's like $78,000 for the MSRP on this particular one. But anyways, let's see how it performs. Well, let us set off in this Suburban Z71. I'm also going to be doing a review on a Tahoe today, most likely, that has the Z71. That one's got the 6.2 V8. Yeah, exciting, exciting. But let's see how this performs. I will say the seats are in normal Chevy fashion, a little bit firmer. They're not uncomfortable by any means, but they are a little bit firmer. It's always something to consider. I personally like firm seats just because I think that, I don't know, they just feel better, right? The seats that are too soft that you kind of sink into sometimes can just be not like the worst, but a little bit more uncomfortable. Now I will say V8's pretty smooth. I feel like the 5.3 doesn't get a lot of cred, but it's been out in the market forever. It's just one of those like silent workers. It's one of those silent workers. Nobody gives it a lot of credit, but it just does its job. Yeah, look at how smooth that is. This is the one thing that I do like about V8s that I'm really trying to get into the new turbo engines and the hybrids and everything, and I don't know, just appreciate them for what they are. But it's it's hard because, you know, you drive something like this and even the best turbo hybrid just won't feel quite as smooth as an NA V8. It's so hard to beat. So it's cool that you can still get this. Oh, I should have looked before I turned. Let's go into Subaru's lot and turn around here. If you guys don't know the train problem is trains will sit there and they will take like 3 years to go through because they're long trains. But also sometimes they'll just stop in the middle of the tracks. I don't know why. I don't know the logistics behind it. Oh, it looks like that train ended. We'll just, whatever. We're already here, guys. We're already here. I will say, even though this is big, with the independent front and rear suspension, it makes turning really easy. Yeah, that was probably the fastest I've ever seen, but who knows how long that was down for, right? That's the one thing to note. And I guess the one thing I'll say about the Z71 is it doesn't feel any different from a regular Suburban. Some of you might think that, oh, the all-terrain tires will make a difference. Doesn't accelerate any differently. Suspension, everything feels pretty much the same. It's kind of one of those like looks packages. It obviously adds off-road, like having all-terrain tires is objectively going to be better than street tires off-road. And you know, having the extra protection and everything underneath is also objectively going to be better. But that being said, not too this is not too crazy in terms of what it has. But that's good, because I think that a lot of people want some, like, a little bit of extra off-road capability, and especially like with a Suburban. Nobody's going to do Moab with this. If you want to do like Moab type rock crawling, you're going to get like a Wrangler or a Bronco. And by the way, Chevy, where's your Wrangler Bronco competitor? Come on, you're slacking. Anyways, you get one of those if you're gonna do that. But like, this is kind of, hey, we're gonna take the family on a camping trip and we're gonna go down some, you know, dirt roads, right? Emphasis on roads with that. We're gonna let this truck by first. But yeah, you're gonna go on some dirt roads, so this can handle that. And you know, if some rocks bounce up off the ground, it's not gonna be the end of the trip. And you're not going to have to worry as much about getting a flat tire as well. So again, there's some inherent benefits to this setup. So let me know what you guys think about the Suburban Z71. I think this is really cool. And I mean, personally, I'm not in the market for this right now, obviously. Maybe if me and the wife keep having more kids, we'll have to get one of these. But yeah, if I were to get one of these, I would probably get Suburban Z71. Definitely probably the diesel, because I prefer that powertrain. But the benefit of the 5.3 is if you have short commutes, then the 5.3 is objectively going to be better than the diesel, because diesels need to go on long drives. If you aren't able to provide your diesel with long drives on a regular basis, things get clogged up and it's just not a good situation. So, you know, if this is just kind of like a grocery getter, short trips, right, you don't have long commutes, then that's kind of the 5.3 is going to be the one you're going to want to go for. It's the most affordable, and it gets not that much better, but it does get slightly better fuel economy compared to the 6.2 V8. But let me know your thoughts.